Hello and welcome to another great episode of the Optimize Show. I am David Mammano, your host. Hey, thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. Or if you're listening on Spotify, do us a favor, spread the good word. We're trying to get the great best practices to bring everybody up to the next level when it comes to optimizing your workplace, your culture, your life. And today we have on the show two special great guests, kind of a different show today because we're talking about how horses can be optimized to help people be their best, right? So Really exciting show. I want to welcome Katherine Hatch and Lindsay Alberts from the Equicenter. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Equicenter. So tell us about it. How did you get the name Equicenter? And tell us a little bit about the history. And what do you guys do? You're a nonprofit.
Yep.
What do you guys do to make it a little bit different than some of the other centers around the area?
Yeah, so we're a nonprofit that focuses on wellness and wellness being available to people of all abilities and all ages. And our flagship program is our Equine program, which is a therapeutic riding and adaptive riding program where individuals of all abilities and all ages can learn to ride a horse and can get the benefits of the movement of the horse as well as sort of the sensory feedback that's provided by the horse. So it's really sort of a complementary and alternative means of promoting health and wellness.
Excellent.
For individuals. Yeah.
And you are the executive director.
I'm the executive director.
And have you been involved for how long?
About 7 years. I started actually, my son was a participant at Equicenter. He had been diagnosed with autism, and we were looking for an alternative to traditional occupational therapy. And I became a very strong believer in the power of what these horses provide, just in my own home and my own son's experience. And then I gradually became a volunteer and started working in the finance department, and here I am, 7 years later.
So you're not only helping with the programs, but you're making sure all the books are balanced too. So
That's right. Yeah.
That's important.
That
right?
is very important. Yeah.
And, with the nonprofit, sometimes there's some extra touches that need to be done. I mean, to make sure you have enough revenue to operate. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Lindsay Alberts, you are the director of operations, recent promotion. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you've been involved with, I think, 11 years? 15 years.
I think, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Very cool. And so tell us what you do.
So I look over the facilities, the horses. We have around 35 horses there right now. We sit on 200 acres. And just make sure all those lessons run smoothly, all the horses are well taken care of. Our horses get the best care. They get acupuncture, massage, chiropractic, so they are part of the team. They are
better than most humans. That sounds great.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So these are happy horses.
Yeah. And we treat them like they're our top staff member. So because they are.
Yeah.
They have a very important role, and they change the lives of so many people. So and we have how many? 30
staff.
Full-time? Yeah.
We have about 35 employees right now, so that's about 20 full-time equivalents.
Yeah.
We have over 220 active volunteers who work on property every week.
Yeah.
So it is an extraordinary operation.
Yeah, that's quite the operation. So tell us a little bit more about how do horses, how do they help the people that they're working with? What are some of the things that horses have innately in them to be able to make that connection and help with autism and help, and you guys do programs with veterans, et cetera, right? So what are some of the strategies here?
So I'll start with maybe more children, if they have either mental or physical disabilities. Horses, their movement themselves is a lot like our movement. So the pelvis kind of moves in the same way. So all students are working on core strength and stability while riding, and they're not thinking about it. It's not sitting in a classroom, getting told what to do. They're having to work on that just walking around the arena. And we play a lot of different games while on horseback. So they're reaching and grabbing for things, whether it's hanging up above or on the walls. So they're working on that coordination and having fun while doing it. They're bonding with the horse, they're bonding with their instructors, they're also working on social skills. So we'll have up to 2 sidewalkers and 1 leader plus the instructor with that student. So, inadvertently they're working on those social skills the whole time while not being forced to. It's more a natural setting where they're able to work on those things.
Okay.
And then a lot of our adults and veterans, we're starting to serve first responders as well. Horses are judgment free. So they just take you as you are.
Yep.
And they also will mirror your reactions. So when you're in a calm place, they'll start to relax. If your anxiety goes up, they're going to be a little anxious because they're prey animals.
They feel it,
so you have to really be in the moment the whole time with them. So you can't be caught up in your thoughts, thinking about what happened yesterday or, a few years ago.
They can sense it, huh?
Yep, you have to be in the moment. They're waiting for you to tell them what you want. So really partnering up and building that respect, I think has been very powerful for a lot of our students.
So they're very intelligent animals.
They are.
Very.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you think they can sense if someone with no disabilities gets on the horse versus somebody who needs some help with it? Do you think they could sense the differences and maybe react a little bit differently?
Yes.
Yeah.
We had one horse, Rain, who was, our golden child. He had been there for years and years. And we had one student that would have silent seizures and he would stop before anybody else knew what was going on.
Wow.
He would just immediately stop and then everybody would look up to the student and realize, oh, he's having a seizure.
Wow.
So that horse recognized it before, any human did around him.
Yeah. So incredible senses, huh? That's do you have to train the horses a certain way, or is it a lot of it is just innate to the horse?
We do a lot of desensitizing with horses, and we take a lot on trial. So they do have to be special. They have to really like humans, be forgiving, like attention, and be somewhat quiet because they have to be okay with erratic movements and sounds and different things like that.
Right. Yeah.
So I'd say almost 75% that we take on trial don't make the cut.
Yeah.
And the ones that do, we do a lot of desensitizing. So we'll play with throwing balls and flags and bells and, kind of get them desensitized to all those different things.
Yeah. And then if they make it, that's when they get all the great services. Right?
Yeah, get the
They
massages.
do a lot of work, but then it's also horse spa time, right?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
That's great. So I know that you have a new arena being built. Is that correct? So tell us about that.
Well, Lindsay was just addressing the wait list earlier. So we're now looking at about 110 people on the wait list. Wow. And our main capacity constraint actually is around sort of an all-weather facility for these lessons to occur. So we have one arena currently, and the second would basically provide a second classroom and would enable us to eventually double the number of lessons that we provide.
Oh, wow.
So our wait list can fluctuate from 110 people to 150. We get people off and it immediately fills back up again. Our reputation definitely precedes us in terms of the benefits.
Good problem to have, right?
Great problem to have, and with the new arena will come, requirements we'll need a larger herd, need more instructors. So there's a lot of pieces that go into building the program, but we're very committed to doing that because it's been a consistent challenge. This has been consistent pressure for years. So it's time.
Tell me about the history. When was it founded? Was it founded where it is now? Anything you can tell me about the journey of it? So.
Start?
It was founded 20 years ago, actually. This is our 20-year anniversary, so it's a big year for us.
Great.
And it was founded in a smaller barn.
We were on 22 acres, just down the road, actually.
You're in
Honey Falls.
Yeah, Honey Falls, near Mendon.
Right outside the town.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was actually a nice, bigger indoor, but it was very old and very small stall space, not many pastures, so just a smaller facility, which, it started with a handful of students and a handful of horses, a handful of volunteers. And I think when I started, there was 40 students, which was 15 years ago, per week. And we're up to 190 per week right now.
And it was started as a nonprofit with a very similar mission?
That's right.
Yeah. Excellent.
And it's just grown and grown. And then we've grown the programs that now that we're on 200 acres, we're like, we can utilize this land to serve more people. So what else can we do besides horses, which then kind of started the farm.
Yeah, the farm. You guys were telling me about the farm. Tell me about the farm. That's exciting.
So the farm is again, our focus is on wellness and being able to remove all barriers to wellness. And so there's the physical and psychological wellness benefits that come with the horse program as well, but there's also therapeutic horticulture program that we started in 2017, mostly tailored for veterans, and we did that in partnership with the VA in Canandaigua. And that program has been sustained over the years. We're serving now between veterans and youth on our farm, over 1,000 individuals a year in our farming program.
Yeah. Just in the farming program?
Just in the farming program,
Wow.
that's right.
Okay.
It's 3 acres. Last year we grew over 9,000 pounds of produce. About 10% of that was used actually for our in-house programming, and the other 90% was actually donated out to the community. So, you know, the other arm of that program is really addressing hunger relief in the community, and bringing wellness and bringing nutritious food out to those who need it. So Trillium Health the food pantry was a big recipient, and the YWCA, as well as various smaller organizations like Richard's House and Camp Good Days.
So you just donate the food?
We just donate the food.
Wow, okay.
That's right. And it's beautiful food.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it will get to people's plates within 2 days of coming out of the ground.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very fresh.
Very fresh.
You ever think about selling it? Have setting a little stand, making a little extra income?
We've thought about that, but I think that really the goal is, you know, that's not really the goal. The goal is really to just get the food into the hands of those people who need it.
That's a great mission, absolutely.
Yeah, we have a very small CSA program.
Yeah.
You know, 10 or 20 shares that we'll sell a year, but it's really.
No, I was
just
putting my business hat on, taking even other revenue.
No, that's okay. I think about those things all the time.
But your
focusing
mission,
on the
is much more incredible. So
yeah, we try.
I think the focus is it's a therapeutic horticulture program.
Right.
So teaching people, you know, how to farm.
That's right.
And then everything it produces then
can go out. So it's a byproduct of the program.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very worthy byproduct, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, incredible value. So thanks all that you're doing for the community.
Yeah.
And, but from, you know, being the executive director, you know, you got to like financially run this show. So how do you, you know, what are your revenue streams? And I'm saying this because maybe people want to get involved and help you out here. Is there a rich donor? I mean, like let's figure out how how to support you guys. So
well, we're very lucky because we live in a community that, you know, values wellness and is very philanthropic. So about 30% of our funding is actually coming from fees for services. So the additional the 70% we have to raise. So it's either through events or through grants, or through very generous individuals in the community who believe in our program and believe in how we serve. So it's a challenge, you know, for any nonprofit. It's always your number one challenge, unless you're blessed with a large endowment or endowment-like fund.
Right.
You know, finding
someday
predictable. That's right. Predictable donations is always a challenge. So but it's one that we enjoy tackling.
Yeah. I'm just curious, how did the pandemic affect you? Were people able to just show up with a mask and still ride and do business as usual, or somewhere in between?
Yeah, we were lucky because, you know, a lot of the concerns with the pandemic was, you know, enclosed spaces.
Yeah.
And here we were with this beautiful, you know, outdoor facility. And I know that you phased in the programming really beautifully and
adapted
mindfully for our participants.
We closed down for a little bit and did, you know, a lot of virtual, and then we kind of slowly, you know, brought in independent riders, so they didn't need the sidewalkers and hands-on.
Right.
And then, you know, when it was safe, then we did masks, and then we did sidewalkers, so it was kind of but it didn't take as long, I think, as
being
other
outside
facilities, because it was, you know, we could open all the windows and, you know, have it more a big outdoor space.
Yeah, we're pretty naturally socially distanced.
Right.
We were very
sounds like
we were fortunate.
A thoughtful strategy. So
yeah, and our participants were fortunate actually to still have that place to come, because that was a big struggle for a lot of families, a lot of veterans who were isolated.
Yeah, no. It's a great service. Are there other places like this around the country that you model after or share best practices?
There's a lot of therapeutic riding facilities throughout the country. We're a PATH Premier accredited center, which is the Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship. That's an international organization. So there are a lot of PATH centers throughout the country. I think what makes us unique is our additional programming. So we have the therapeutic riding, but we also have the horticulture program. We also have Cooking for Heroes. And we just...
A lot of outdoor experience programs as well for students. So it's really sort of the blend of all of our programs that makes us sort of unique, and certainly in the community, totally unique.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. If people, like, let's say someone like me that wants to get involved for regular lessons. I mean, you're open to everybody, right? Like I would just call and say, I want to take an intro lesson.
We specialize in children and adults with special needs, so we have multiple programs, and we also have HEAL programs, which is horticulture and equine active learning, which is open to the community, so we can definitely get multiple people in there. The wait list is so long on our adaptive riding, so it's kind of a need basis on that.
Sure.
Yeah.
So somebody wants to, let's say, I want to get involved and help with the incredible gardens you guys have.
Yeah.
Always need volunteers for that.
Always.
Right? Someone to pick the squash, whatever it takes.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. So if people do want to get involved, what's the best way to reach out to you and get in touch?
So we have a really active volunteer program on our website. There's lots of information on the different opportunities. We have over 300 shifts a week, ranging from sidewalker to working on the farm to doing barn chores. So there's really options for anyone, whether you want to be very active or you'd prefer to do something more in an office role. There are always opportunities. And on the website, there's an intake, you have training, and that's really the piece that we're very focused on, is making sure that every volunteer that comes on is given all of the tools necessary to be safe on property and to provide safe programming. So we have a whole department that is dedicated to nothing but training and onboarding these volunteers and making sure they're doing what they love to do.
Yeah, this is a big operation.
Huge.
Yeah. So the new arena is coming up. When is that going to be? Any idea when that's going to be done?
We're hoping in 2025 to be able to start lessons in the new arena. So we're also building up our herd to be able to sustain that new level of programming as well. And also Lindsay's been busy working on building up our instructor base as well, because they're very specialized. It takes about a year to get certified to be able to teach in our programs. So it's a process, but 2025 is the goal.
When you first said 2025, I thought that's so far off. And I'm like, wait.
I know.
It's 2024.
And it's May, almost.
Tomorrow's May, right?
Yeah.
So, no, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really exciting.
Yep.
If you were to say, hey, I'm looking in the future at Equicenter, 5 years, 10 years, where do you guys want to, where do you want to go? What's the vision for the future?
I think we grow with the demand. That's what we've always done. We have more demand in this area or that area, and then we grow our programming to meet the demands of the community.
Yeah. And also understanding what the community needs. So I think the hunger relief piece that came from the therapeutic horticulture program was really in response to the needs that we knew existed in the county, in the city of Rochester. So we're trying to partner now. We're trying to do a lot more partnership with local organizations to try and help them also meet their needs. So we've just recently partnered with Autism Up. We've just started a program, the pilot program with Trillium, the food pharmacy program, where their patients will be part of a program to learn how nutrition can impact their long-term health, and we'll be providing the education component of that program on Equicenter property. So we're really looking for strategic partnerships to make sure we stay relevant and we're addressing the issues that the community faces.
That's awesome. Any events coming up or anything coming up that you want to promote?
Sure. Well, we have our Sporting Clays event that is coming up on June 20th at Rochester Brooks Gun Club. That's a lot of fun, a lot of healthy competition, and there's usually about 100 participants in that event. And then we also have our annual horse show, which typically is more for the families and their friends to come and watch our participants ride. And we basically, Lindsay and her team create a show that mirrors horse shows. And the families come out and support their riders and just see all their advancements and skill development that's happened since they've been with us. So that is on June 2nd, I believe, this year.
Yeah, very good.
And we have our Hoof It for Heroes.
Hoof It for Heroes?
Hoof It for
like
Heroes is our veteran.
Doesn't say veterans, yeah.
Yep.
It's to support our veteran programming, and that's in November. And it's a 2.2-mile walk on site at Equicenter, and all funds go to supporting the veteran programs at Equicenter.
You
So
can also
I could do that.
virtual. You can do a 2.2 from anywhere in the country. They can
Yeah.
do a bike ride. They can do a walk, run, ride a horse.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Pledge $22
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
to
okay.
go towards it.
I think we had a fighter pilot do he did a flight once.
Yeah.
Flight, give it a flight?
So you can do it anywhere,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
on anything,
Yeah.
to kind of pledge your support.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Sign me
Wonderful.
up. I'll do the walk.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Great.
Look forward to seeing you. Yeah. So all of our events can be found on our website as well.
Which
So,
again, tell me the website again.
equicenterny.org.
.org. Yeah. Well, thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you
this
for
has been
having us.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I had no idea about
know.
you until about a month ago, and I'm so glad
Yeah.
that I learned about you. And you know, hopefully, this show and what you're doing, we're just people going to spread the good word more and more. And
Yeah.
I know you probably want to balance that because you have a wait list, but
Well,
but the more people that know about it, the better, right?
Right. And we always have opportunities to get involved, whether it's sort of on
Yeah.
the farm or doing unmounted horsemanship programs.
Yeah.
There's always a way that we can serve
Very
people
good.
who need it.
All right. I just want to make sure people can get in touch with you. Website one more time, phone number.
All right, it's equicenterny.org, and our phone number is 624-7777.
Excellent.
So, yeah, we look forward to hearing from you.
Katherine Hatch and Lindsay Alberts, thank you so much for being
Thank
on the
you.
Optimize Show.
Thank you.
Wishing you massive continued success.
We
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
Thank you for doing all the great work you're
Thanks
doing.
for
Really
having
appreciate
us.
it.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you watching. Thanks for watching. Really a special episode of the Optimize Show. Every Wednesday we have a new episode for you, and we really appreciate you listening, watching. We're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, we're on our website. Thank you so much. And make sure to spread the word. Share, like, love us, all that good stuff. And also make sure to have a great day and stay awesome.